Good evening, everybody. We're the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast, and tonight it's all about Extreme Impact Wrestling. XIW Bayhaven Brawl is this Saturday night, guys. And on tonight, I have Big Sal on the bottom and the Gangster of Destruction, Adrian Whisper, at the top. And we're going to talk everything Seven Stiffs, the dying breed, and everything what's going to happen this Saturday at XIW Extreme Impact Wrestling. So now we're going to talk about XIW. And Big Sal, I invited you on the show because I need to get some stuff off my chest.
You like to talk shit is what it is.
No, I need some answers, man. I think the whole community needs answers. XIW in a whole needs answers. And my answers I want is I do talk shit, man. And you were at this last event, and I've given you a hard time, and I could not help but notice.
That's why power checking is made.
You finally are starting to hear what everybody is saying about you and that goofball puppet master, John Saxon.
Mobile deposit, no overdraft fees, and even more.
Now, and over the last couple months, Sean Saxon's came in, and it's almost like Sean Saxon's ruining your guys' parade, and you're finally understanding that you're nothing more than John Saxon's little bitch. And
that's how I know when Sal was part of the Seven Stiffs, he didn't have nobody talking to him like that. You know what I'm saying?
I know it, yeah. And not to mention when you were part of the Seven Stiffs and Adrian Whisper was on your side, you guys were winning. You guys get under John Saxon's belt.
Check this out. Listen. So when I was a part of the Seven Stiffs, Adrian Whisper, how many times did I eat a chair from you? How many times did I lose a match because of you? I count a couple. Same thing with Saxon. So what am I doing? I'm watching all four corners now. All four corners.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Are you
well,
sure?
I can.
It seems to me that every week this is getting progressively worse, and you're just sitting there looking down at the ground while he's chastising you like a bitch, as motherfucking Scott would say.
And he was. I mean, he comes out in this little leopard vest, and you come out looking like $100. And
no, Scott, that's a little kidney shot there. He was looking like $1,000.
Yeah, yes, you were looking good. I love that red suit, man. But you're letting this guy tell you what to do, and it's not doing any good for you, except for you guys end the night walking away with your tails between your legs, back to the back with nothing.
That's a fair statement. I mean, I can't argue with the fact that the last show, they wanted me to save a little energy and bust old Hollywood Hickman. Not that I haven't whipped his ass more than once or twice. Save a little energy. Lo and behold, it just slipped out of my pocket. I'll take the hit. But know that in the future that won't happen anymore. There's no saving energy. There's no playing around with folks. It's just strictly business.
Sal, let me let you in on a little secret here. All right, let me get you up to par. What everybody fails to realize is I brought you in this business. Me, Adrian Whisper. Everything you know is because of me up to this point. You haven't a clue about John Saxon because he is one twisted son of a bitch. And I'm here to tell you, this ain't the first time I've had to deal with Saxon. I wrestled him for 2 years, main event everywhere we went. And he's a sick son of a bitch. And it's only about Saxon. He don't give a shit about you. As long as you making him money, that's all that matters.
And the money. Okay, money. That's a good question. We have a $5,000 bounty on Damian Wayne's head. And instead of going to you and Jackson Slade, right? John's paying other people money. So what's that tell you how he thinks of you guys? He must not think you guys have it anymore.
No, I don't quite understand that either, to be honest with you. If the question was brought up, hey, you want to take out that $5,000 purse? The answer is going to be absolutely yes.
Are you sure, or is that just what you're telling yourself? Because it seems to me 4 months ago you was wanting to wrestle Hollywood Hickman, and John Saxon was telling you you couldn't. So
I don't ever
why,
remember anybody telling me I couldn't.
I heard him several times tell you no.
And I remember myself saying, give me the match. And he did exactly what I told him to do. He gave me the match. Hickman went down, and it was over. One of your 7 stiffs dropped again.
Yeah, it's not about how many times you get dropped. It's about how many times we get back up and kick you in your balls.
Woo!
But the way I said it from the podcast booth, he ain't got balls.
Hey.
Because, and that's my question, when are you going to grab your balls out of John Saxon's pocket and get them? Because you're a massive man. You could beat the shit out of anybody. But I see it as the strings are going like this, and Big Sal is going, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sometimes you trust the process. When he says he needs something done, if the price is right, I'm going to do it. Money talks, bullshit walks.
Well, I think and for a rude awakening come Saturday, August 17th, because the Natural and Damian Wayne on the same team, you haven't seen the hell that they created wrestling each other. So I can only imagine the chaos that's going to be created that night with them teaming up. And bro, you might be big, Sal. You might be a mean son of a bitch, and you might be that collector for the family. But I'm here to tell you, them two boys are coming to whoop y'all's ass. You and Jackson Slade are in for a hell of a night.
I'll agree. I'm not going to take anything away from Damon Wayne or Chase Stevens. Just 2 badass individuals. But on the other side, you're looking at 2 other badass individuals. Me and Jackson are prepared. We're healthy, and man, it's going to be one hell of a fight. And I can promise you this: at the end of the night, one of us is going to walk out champions.
Well, let me let you in on another little secret. John Saxon's little dying breed group, the only reason why they're the dying breed is because they stole that from the Natural Chase Stevens. Because he tells everybody when he walks in that locker room, he's the last of the dying breed. So I think you're fixing to find out firsthand what the Natural and Damian Wayne is all about.
As an outside looking in, man, if I'm Damian Wayne, I mean, you can say yes or no, whatever. He better watch his back because in the XIW Impact Wrestling zone, I don't know if anybody should trust anybody, right? That's why I bring up the fact that I don't understand why you, Big Sal, are still trusting John Saxon to get you to the higher up when you were with the man that got you to the higher, could have got you to the higher up, right? But yet you chose money. And I'm going to say this. I was told why you guys chose to go to John Saxon because little Jackson Slade was so butthurt that he didn't get #1 wrestler of the year. And then you joined parties with it because you seen the money. But all I see from the outside looking in is championships being lost, fines being handed out, everything that's the opposite of what he promised you. But yet you're still stupid enough to fall for it. And I'm not going to tell you nothing I wouldn't tell you at the arena. You know I talk shit. You know I talk facts. And I'm not going to stop because, man, dude, if there's one person
What was that?
Not me. But what I'm saying, dude, if I see anything that has talent, that is a mean son of a bitch, it's you, and I feel sorry for your ass because you can't say no to John Saxon, bro. You need to get the hell out of there because I heard through a memo that there might be a spot open for the 7 stiffs. You need to suck it up, figure your shit out before Saturday, and make things right for Sal, not right for John Saxon. I don't give a. Why would you give 2 shits about John Saxon? Who cares?
Never said I did.
Why?
Oh,
But if the money's there, there's an old song from Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me. Dollar bill, yo. Cream is the move.
I see more money in Adrian Whisper's 7 stiffs than I see any money in John Saxon. I see him losing money, and
You
gaining.
say that, but when I was in the back talking with Saxon at the very beginning, these guys seen it. They didn't say anything. They didn't warn anybody. They didn't fight for Big Sal. So Sal went with the money. If the money's right again, we'll talk.
But your fans were fighting for you. You bring a big fan base to XIW. I see it. There's some mean son of a bitches. I see it. That's why I keep on asking myself. I even ask Adrian Whisper, what the hell is wrong with those 2 dudes? To be walking around with that puppet master, John Saxon, getting nowhere.
And I just find it ironic that I brought Saxon in as a manager whenever, or actually I brought him in as the new commissioner when my tenure had got terminated for me doing underhanded tactics and this, that, and what have you. And I find it ironic that Jackson Slade didn't never want to cheat to win whenever I was on the dark side. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden he'll do any underhanded tactic he can to, or when he had the belt, to keep the belt and still win. I mean, he faced Zach Mosley for the first time and wasn't even 3 minutes in the match. Jackson Slade, my son, kicked him in the balls. For what? Maybe Saxon's little marionette thing he's got going on has got into their brain a little bit more than they realized.
I mean, he cost you the match on last 2 months ago. He gave you that weapon. He knew what would happen. Come on. You're smarter than that. That's the thing that pisses me off. You're out there working the merch table. You're out there meeting the fans. You're out doing this, and then you come out with this jackass that punked you up and cost you the match. How do you sleep at night knowing that you could have won that gauntlet? But nope, John Saxon was in your pocket, literally, and you cost the whole thing.
And if you ask, it was 100% created by Saxon for that to go down the way it did. And that's how he works, man. He's smooth. You know what I'm saying? He's a silver-tongued devil. And when he starts getting into people's heads, and Saxon's been around, man, don't get me wrong. Saxon, me and him have traveled the roads for years together. Years. You hear me? And he has this subtle way of making you think he's the man. You know what I'm saying? He was the man at one time, but Father Time always wins. He never gets beat. And just like me, Saxon's back is shot, just like mine. He might have had it surgically reconstructed as mine, but when you find yourself letting that wrestling bug bite you in the ass and you get back in there and start wrestling again after you've been fixed, it all goes downhill from there. So Saxon is doing everything that he's doing for a specific reason, and that's for John Saxon to get the accolades and all the heat in the end when this is all said and done and the smoke clears. And y'all are going to be the ones left with your head up your own asses, not his.
What are you going to do, Sal, when you lose on Saturday, or you
Whoa. Why do you just assume I'm going to lose on Saturday?
Because the pattern is there. When is the last time he didn't cost you a match?
Every show before.
Did you work? How did it work out at Chaos in the Cage for you?
Pretty well.
How did it work out for the Dying Breed in the cage after for you guys?
Not too well.
Not too well. See the difference? You by yourself, you with the Dying Breed. You just said it. I did it by myself pretty well. Dying Breed, not so good. What's it going to take, Sal, for you to give Mr. John Saxon the middle finger and get? I'm not even asking you to go to the 7 steps. What is it going to take for you to start thinking about Sal and his future and get the hell out of underneath the fingers of John Saxon? What's it going to take?
Very excellent.
No, Sal's been thinking about Sal quite a while. Sal's been lining pockets, counting chips, slinging money.
Music.
But it's kicking some ass on the side.
We're
It's
in
getting to be about that time that the money is not as important.
Triple G.
And just the kicking ass is going to start taking over.
Hey, Whisper, did you hear that? I think there's some cracks, right? I think there's cracks in the Dying Breed.
It's more than cracks. It's all about coercion. You know what I'm saying? Propaganda. Because what Saxon has to sell, they've done bought. You know what I'm saying? So they bought the snake oil anyways. You know what I mean? And like I said, he's a silver-tongued devil. It's all going to be on Sal and Jackson Slade. Like I said, when they're left stuck with their heads up their own ass because they didn't want to listen. And Sal's always got a spot at the XIW 7 Stiffs. When he comes back and says, I realize I made a mistake, he's always welcome back because he's young. He's new to this business. He doesn't understand the politics in the back room that keeps this business going and keeps the boys on top. You see what I'm saying? He don't understand the politics because all he understands is collect the money for the family, collect the money for the family. You know what I'm saying? I see.
Yeah.
Even made an attempt to collect on him.
Right. And so I'm not a booker. I'm not a writer. I'm not a story. I'm not. But if I was to hypothetically give you a scenario for Saturday, you got Jackson Slade, you got Chase Stevens, you got Damian Wayne. The time is right. The time's ready to cash in. And John Saxon pushes you aside and says, go and get him, Jackson Slade.
This is the first loose spot we've ever seen where the
How's that going to make you feel? Or if, hypothetically speaking, the originator of your phrase, the dying breed, Chase Stevens, I'm not a writer, but what if Chase Stevens gets, you guys get pushed away and John Saxon comes in and pushes Chase Stevens, gives Chase Stevens the opportunity and gets that money to Chase Stevens? What are you going to feel when you get pushed out for someone else to get that $5,000?
I'd say you lost.
For one, if that's something that I'm going to take and want, then there's not going to be anybody pushing me out of the way. John Saxon, Jackson Slade, Adrian Whisper, the Chief Burglar, none of them. I put my mind to something and it's going to make it happen. We're just going to do it, regardless.
Yeah, well, here let me smarten you up to something else here, buddy. Saxon watches this podcast and he's hearing what you're saying. I'm sure
he does.
I'm sure.
I hope he does.
What are you gonna do?
Because
Gonna do when he thinks you're trying to do business for yourself? How you think this is gonna turn out?
That's a good question, man. Adrian, that's a good question. What are you going to do when you have all rights, Sal? You have every right to feel the way you do.
My question is, what are they going to do? What's he going to do?
He's going to find out real quick. He's probably going to find out real quick how big of a son of a bitch you really are. I hope.
Well, as big as you are, I mean, we all know your sickness for food, how you love to eat, and your cardio ain't the best.
Woo, I don't know about that one.
What you gonna do when you have to face off everybody that's in the dying breed? Because there's more there. You just don't realize it. He might not have debuted him yet or brought it to other people's attention, but rest assured, you and Slade and Vordell are not the only three that's in the dying breed. I'll put money on that. I'll put one of my balls on it, and I've had them motherfuckers for 53 years, and I love them. And I'll bet
there might just like the 7 steps, but there's always going to be an alpha.
Can I be honest with you?
That alpha might be a group. There might be me and Slade and Vordell. You're talking to the best of the best, the alphas of the group. If there's anybody else, that comes in second. I mean, it's just
The
what it is.
best of the best.
you actually think that you are mentally ready and physically ready to step in there with the ring wrecker? Come on now. You're getting a little delusional, Sal.
I'm not saying I'm ready for anything. I'm just saying I'm not going to back down from a challenge.
All right.
That's good. I like that because I'm the same way. I want them to tell me they ain't got to run because that means I ain't got to get blowed up chasing them.
Exactly.
But what you going to do when it's all of them on you?
We're going to come out swinging, baby. That's how we do.
Because I'll probably send this. I'll send this video to Slade. I'll send this video to Saxon so they can watch it for his hand. And I'm not trying to get your ass in trouble. You got yourself in trouble already by talking shit.
In trouble. How am I talking shit? I said there's 3 of us in that group. Anybody else is dead last. Second place. There's 3 alphas of that group.
Where's that put Saxon then?
Behind us.
Behind you.
Right? Right. That's what manager said. Behind you.
I would hope that he's behind you guys, but for the last 6 months, it's not looked like that.
Not at all.
Not at all. I mean,
not at all.
You guys look like a bunch of dogs on leashes being commanded to do whatever the hell Saxon needs you to do. He hides behind you when Sean Saxon goes through that gate and hands out fines. I don't know what you see in this John Saxon other than he's destroying what he has.
And you know, the funny thing is, I don't even think Saxon hiding behind it because he brought the prime minister dude in who was a beast himself. And from what I hear, that is John Saxon's bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? When you got the biggest man in the company sitting right there with your faction and you bring somebody in from the Middle East to do your bidding for you. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He has you and Jackson Slade in his corner, in his faction, like Whisper said. But he's never asked you guys or gave you guys the opportunity to cash in on that $5,000 bounty. He's bringing somebody else in. What does that say to you, Sal?
I mean, that
You're
can
not
tell you
ready?
that can tell you a couple different things, to be honest with you. That can say, hey, we're tuning you up in hopes that, all these guys I keep bringing in just wears you down and then we just kick the shit out of him, which would be a tall order, either way you look at it, because it is Daniel Wayne, right?
Yeah.
Or it's the way you guys do it. You guys aren't ready, you can't handle it, but you try to outsource it. There's no right answer to that.
If I can be honest with you, I seen the match. I replayed the match today that featured Adrian Whisper, Damian Wayne against you, Sal, you and Slade, and I think Vordell Walker was there. And you guys, and you handled yourself with Damian Wayne, but yet you're not giving the opportunity. You've shown the fans. That's what I was trying. That's why I try to say to you every damn time there's an XIW event.
I understand that, but at the level that he's at and the level that Bordeaux and Jackson and Chase Stevens and these guys are at, you know, am I at that level? Absolutely not. These guys are the top dogs of what we do. But like I said before, I'm not going to back down from anything. You might punch me, you might kick me, you might play me. I'm going to get up. And it's just what it is.
Hey, Adrian, it sounds like he's not giving himself enough credit. I mean, you're a big son of a bitch.
Well, I mean, Jackson played one time. Uh, in order to be a king, you have to be a ruler. In order to be a ruler, you have to have self. And apparently, the steroids that he's doing has got him far from being at 12 inches. So that I could see a little bit of incompetence. You know what I'm saying? Because I was bringing him into this business slowly. Saying I was training him. He was the first thing being trained just like Jackson Slade was. And I guess what he did get out of the situation, get booked to go out of town and rap, not just in town or in the area. And he feels he don't need the training no more, that he's ready to be the man. Well, if you got that thought in your head, cuz as long as you with Saxon, you're never gonna be the man, because that's always his spot.
You know something about the seven stiffs I've learned here. Let's talk about Bubba Shaddix, right?
My nephew, but
Confident, full of energy, full of positivity, and he's a champion.
and when he retains his title this coming Saturday, he's going to be tied for the longest reigning XIW middleweight champion. You see what I'm saying?
See the
So,
difference?
I mean,
See the
come on.
difference there? Seven stiffs.
I seen this promo yesterday. See this promo, Bubba looks like you put on some weight. Like you in the weight room, get it up.
We can't hear you because yeah, I guess Jackson got you. Of course, I got you.
He doesn't have a he didn't get that phone that he was supposed to get last 2 months ago.
Now, can we hear
You
you?
can't hear me.
I,
I don't know. You tell me.
Barely. I think what it is,
Barely?
Adrian, I think what it is he's kind of nervous now. He spilled his guts about how he feels really about John Saxon. Now he doesn't want to talk loud enough to hear it. So
I didn't say anything about John Saxon.
you did not. Okay. I mean, all right. You go ahead and be the delusional one. Okay, you did, and you finally spoke your mind. I finally got it out of you to finally say, "Yep, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying." You even the look you gave me last event when you knew you were right, when you knew I was right and you were wrong. You finally clicked. I was like, "Yeah, he might have got it." I hope to God on Saturday, man. Because Sal, dude, you got it. You're just under the wrong regime, and you're letting somebody else control your balls and be their little bitch, and it's not paying out well for you. That's how I shoot facts, man. That's what I shoot.
But, and I understand that too. But listen, you know, when I was with the part of the seven steps, you know, like I said earlier, and I'm talking to Saxon in the back, he's talking about listening to this part, listening to this stuff. You know, Adrian was to do that, and he didn't say a word. He didn't want Big Sal. He was already too caught up in what he had. So he just let Big Sal go ahead.
maybe I didn't say nothing because I thought you were the man of honor. You know what I'm saying? And apparently you wasn't, because all it took was 2 or 3 conversations at a couple shows, and Sal was ready to flip the script. Well, hey,
It took a couple conversations, a couple nice interviews, and it took a couple chair shots from you, if I'm not mistaken.
it's not my fault your opponent moved. It's not like I was trying to hit you on purpose, cuz.
Woo, sure didn't seem like it when you swung it.
Well, that's probably one of the pull you into the faction conversations that he had with you. Is Adrian's out about to hurt you. It's all about Adrian wanting that belt. Yeah, Adrian wanted that belt, but he wanted it for the stiffs, not for himself. Saxon wants everything for himself. That's what you don't realize.
Exactly. If you would have watched the show about 3 months ago when I had Jackson Slade on here with John Saxon, exactly what he said. It's all about me. It's all about my money. It's all about my championship. I don't care who brings the championship to the Dying Breed. It's mine. He had no problem admitting it. He said, I do it. I got these guys for me. For me to make the money. For me. That's John Saxon saying it.
But you send me that video so I can watch that.
I'll try to find it. I'm just saying, for me. That's it. And so, what's the difference between Adrian Whisper smacking you with a chair accidentally, or John Saxon costing you a match handing you a chain? That's the same thing. They're in it for themselves. If you're going to say that Adrian Whisper's in it for himself, say it for John Saxon, because that's why he did that. He knew that you could beat him, but he knew you didn't want. He didn't want that. He didn't want you to win.
The only difference is I hurt you physically and made you bleed. John Saxon's hurting you mentally.
Dude, man, I don't know. You go home after this podcast, go ask your family and bring them, because they're big supporters, man, dude. And ask them what you should do. Maybe they are talking the same kind of stuff we're talking to you. Get out of that faction before it kills you. I'm just saying, dude. I see you as a future of XIW. I really do. You're a big son of a bitch. You're new. I think you can, with the proper training, under the proper faction and under proper teaching, not John Saxon for sure, you can go places, man. And that's why it pisses me off that you do not have it up here to move, to get out of that. But no, I'll be sitting at my booth tomorrow on Saturday night. You'll walk around with that cracker, holding that with his cane and his goofy little outfit, where you're looking like $1,000, him making you look stupid, and yet you're gonna end up. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, let's roll the dice and find out.
Man, you have a lot of you have a lot of confidence. More confidence than I do.
Maybe I got things under my sleeve.
I hope you do. I hope you have a plan, Big Sal. I really do. I mean, so one of my questions after this Saturday for Big Sal, who do you have in your eyes, in your scope of who you want to take down out of XIW?
For not looking past this match at all. Like I said, Chase Stevens, Damon Wayans, two of the absolute best in the business, right? So I don't want to look past that. I whipped that fool's ass.
David Wayne, you're right, man. But they're
Pack a lunch, big dog, because we all gonna eat just that day.
All right.
But like I said,
Are you going to walk out of that?
hey, I might have a limp, but I'm definitely gonna walk.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Damian Wayne's listening, and I mean, it's that match. I hope the whole night goes by so fast to get to this match, because you got yourself, Sal, the big son of a bitch. You got Damian Wayne, who is the unpredictable one. I've seen that guy go through shit that is unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
One thing I love about XIW, I'll tell you this. I tell everybody that I talk to, XIW, Extreme Impact Wrestling, is the best independent wrestling promotion in this area, hands down. Probably down towards the Orlando area too. You guys put on a show and bust your ass going through tables, taking chair shots, garbage can shots, fire extinguisher shots, etc., etc. You guys put on a class-ass show, beating the hell out of each other. And that's a good question, Adrian. How are you going to walk out of that? You got Damian Wayne. You got Chase Stevens. I mean, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. You got Jackson Slade. He's a tough son of a bitch, too. And yourself.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
it.
know how that's going to pan out. I have no idea, and that's why I want to watch that. I mean, but I have Justin Overstreet in here going, "I'm here, so I don't get fined." I bet you are. That
Yeah.
then we got Big Some Bitch is going to be screaming like a bitch. Damian Wayne says that.
Woo, woo.
What do you say about that, Big Sal?
Those are big words. I hope he packs his lunch. That's all I'm with it, you know.
We got the middleweight champion chiming in on the podcast. The whipping boy that ran from the family. You ran, man.
Don't sound like you got too many friends in the locker room area there, Big Sal.
I mean,
But
it's funny. It's funny to me how the tides turn. It's funny how the tides turn.
But tides turn. The only thing that's turned around is you getting told what to do by John Saxon.
You know, you guys keep saying I'm being told what to do, being told what to do. He's suggesting things. If I think it's right. Man, these little comments popping in are just hysterical.
I think everybody sees what we see. I think
What
Adrian sees it. I see it. Bubba Shattuck sees it. Justin Overstreet sees it. Damian Wayne sees it. The only person that's blinded to it is you. 100%.
What you gonna do?
Well, you know, like I said, I'm not looking past this match. Damian Wayne, Chase Stevens. You guys keep talking about.
You're right.
Mine doesn't, but yours does.
Well, now we're going to bring it in.
Anyhow, so
We're firing
I'm not
shots.
looking past these guys, but
Damn, you froze up on us, Sal. Did you
You better ask.
I'm not in.
You better ask Saxon for a raise.
It must be that cheap ass Fort Walton internet he's got, because it ain't me. Maybe I'm on 5 bars.
Saxon rhymes with Jackson. Soon it will be Big Salat. There you go.
I don't even know if that's English that come out his mouth.
That's Justin Overstreet, man. So
Like I said, you guys are counting me and Jackson out. You guys are riding, you know, Damon and Jason's nuts. Do what you please. You know what I'm saying? What we're going to do is we're going to throw the chips on the table and see where they lie.
that's fair.
That's all I can tell you.
I just want to point out this Saturday night, as the article reads, Extreme Impact Wrestling, XIW, Bay Haven Brawl. That last match is going to be one hell of a brawl. I'm reading over these matches. The whole night's going to be a brawl, right? You can feel it. You can smell it. You can taste it. It's coming, and it's bringing something evil. Hell is coming to your small town. There will be blood, and there will be violence. This Saturday at North Bay Haven Charter Academy, XIW probably brings to you Bay Haven Brawl, the best live professional wrestling you will see. Emerald Coast. It's a charity thing. We're doing it. They're doing it for a charity, and that's amazing things. There'll be a lot of people there. We have meet and greet.
Bottom line, this is the best wrestling organization in the South.
100%. And
Bottom
am I right, Whisper? There'll be a meet and greet.
Yeah, the meet and greet starts at 2 to 4. Doors open at 4. Bell time's 5. And what a lot of people don't realize is even the extremists that come to every show, our VIP tables are pretty much bought out a week to 2 weeks after our event ends. And they're the same people that come to every show. And they understand that when you come to XIW, you're looking at the gold standard, the platinum standard of this business. Because when our guys come out there and put on a show and tell that story to get that crowd involved, they look the part, they act the part. They're not guy that's 155 pounds and is the heavyweight champion in 3 different promotions across this state that should be buying a ticket sitting on the front row. Almost every card we have is stacked, but I will say this card that we have it on Saturday at Bayhaven Brawl, August 17th, is the most solid stacked card that we have had to date.
I mean, let's talk about the card. Triple threat match for XIW heavyweight champion Malik Avalon, Zach Mosley, Bordell Walker. That's going to be a barn burner, right?
That would be a banger.
The tag team titles: Controversial Inc. versus Lucha Bros, Ray Fury and Lucha Lacora. Last event, Lucha Lacora got cheated. Then there was a brawl after that, right by the podcast table. I'm excited for that match. I want to see who wins that. Middleweight title match: Bubba Shaddix defenses against Darius Butler. Don't think I've seen Darius before, or have I?
Yeah, he wrestled Justin just H2O a couple of shows.
Okay, that's going to be a hell of a match.
You're looking. Every match that's on this card has been put together strategically because every one of these matches have the potential to win the best match of the night.
Absolutely.
And all I can say is, if you're not there, then you're going to miss one of the best shows of the summer that's happened from North Carolina to Texas.
Yep. We got LeBron Escobar defending against Erica Demia. That's going to be a good one. And then we're going to finish it off with the big one.
Demia.
Sorry about that, Erica. But then we're going to have the main event. Then we're going to have Chase Stevens, the natural Chase Stevens, and unpredictable Damian Wayne versus Diane Breed, Salvatore, and distinguished Jackson Slade.
Well, let me let you in on something here, Tubby. Last night you had Justin Overstreet on your podcast.
Sure did.
And apparently we've got some loose lips that sink ships in the office, and they're spreading news around. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I got news that he was going to be pulled out of ring action and put into the media and taking care of media. That's what I got news of.
I find it mighty ironic that when you asked him questions about underhanded tactics, he was like he didn't know what you was talking about. When the last match that he had with XIW was at baseball opening day, and he pulled out a couple of underhanded tactics against, I believe,
Bubba.
Yeah,
was it Bubba?
Yeah.
You wrestled Justin at the yeah, he whooped that ass. Well, you have to look at XIW. Our product is not like every other product you're going to go see at an independent show. We love the kids. We love for them to come. But my whole thing, whenever XIW first started 18 years ago, was giving the parents their night to get away. You see what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. We like the come, and we're toning down our product a little bit more so we can offer the kids more chances to come and see our product, because our product is real fight shit. And every email that I've ever gotten about Mr. H2O was, why is he at XIW? He doesn't look like he represents real fight shit. You know what I'm saying? So Justin wants to make the comment, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be a prick here by any means, but Justin's already been talked to. His position, Justin wants to continue to be on this XIW roster as an in-ring competitor, then he's going to have to show the office that he can do it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you don't hear not one fan chanting real fight shit during his match. You know what I'm saying? We programmed our fans for violence, and that's what we give them every show is pure unadulterated violence. And that is giving that parent, that mother, that father the nephews or what have you to come out and have a good time and unwind and let go of their life for a couple of hours. That's what XIW brings to the table. And if he can't represent real fight shit, then he'll become part of the office and he'll be removed from in ring action. And that's plain and simple. So the question is nobody's scared of H2, Justin. Nobody is scared of H2 Overstreet. They're not. But maybe it's time for you to show somebody they should be. Something like Sal can't seem to do anymore by himself.
Yep. So that was a mouthful. And he's right. Someone needs to step up. You've said it. John Saxon, I know he's listening. He's seen I invited him onto the show. The problem is, he is hiding behind he won't even come on here because he knows what you said. He knows that you're not happy. He knows that you said that, yeah, you finally hear what we're saying. He's holding you back. I mean, Bubba, thank you, Bubba, for the comment. Bubba says, stiffs for life. Remember that, Sal? Even Bubba Shaddix is saying, come home. But no, you got your ass in the palm of John Saxon's hands, and you're not budging. And I don't know why. That last match, you better have your heads on straight. You better be thinking for yourself because I'm sorry. Something tells me they're gonna try to screw you over.
I don't see it ending well for somebody.
I don't see it ending well for anybody either. And I'll be honest with you. To be honest with you, Adrian Whisper, Damian Wayne, he better watch his ass because he's going to be in that ring with the biggest, meanest sons of a bitches.
And they are two of the biggest guys in the company, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying?
I just hope that John Saxon gives you guys the opportunity.
But, Tubby, have we already got in his head?
I think so.
How's he going to be when it comes time for that bell to ring, Sal?
Where's your head going to be, Sal? You've heard it from Jack. You've heard it from Adrian Whisper. You heard it from myself for 45 minutes. Where is your head going to be? I'm going to let you go here in about 30 seconds. Where's your head going to be when it comes time for y'all to come out there? Knowing damn well what happened last event, what John Saxon cost you last event. He's cost his other people that had titles. And he's like pushing you to the side, like Big Sal, push him to the side. Basically saying, go back to your merch table, sell merch so you can give him the money.
Nobody.
No, I'm just saying. That's how I see it.
And my head will be real fight shit come Saturday, bell time. Check it out and come witness.
All I can tell you is, oh, what a tangled web we weave when one practices.
Guys, it's been real fight shit. It got really, real personal, real fast. Sal, again, I can say this. I think you're an amazing athlete. You're huge as a son of a bitch. But I wish you would get out from underneath John Saxon's little beady hands. Give back your balls that belong to you. And man it up and take care of you. You don't need that guy. I don't even think he needs Jackson or Adrian Whisper, but he did a hell of a lot better for you than John Saxon did.
Like I said, Sal, all you have to do is we're wrong. And you're back, bro. Everything, the slate's clean. The slate's clean. Because we are and will be the biggest action in XIW. I might not put the boots on anymore, but I'm here to tell you, I've got just as much, if not more, knowledge than John Saxon has, and he knows this. And you're just a science project for him. So the question is, what you gonna do?
That's right. So what you gonna do, Sal, at XIW Saturday night when you have the opportunity to take care of yourself?
That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing my A game. I'm coming with the real fight shit. And like I said, we're just gonna leave the cards where they lay. See what's going on.
I guess we're gonna see, huh?
The problem is Justin may not have real fight shit, but the biggest pops when he comes out to wrestling, but pops don't pay money. Real fight shit pays money.
Well,
So,
not Barry comes to every one of the shows, and he's one of those diehard extremists. You know what I'm saying? He loves the killing field, and each his own. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is knocking Justin. It's just not your everyday average conversation that you have with somebody. My office isn't going to tell you, oh, yeah, you making the fans jump up and down and shoot popcorn out their ass because you're so good. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this is about. This is about the product. And if he can't be the product, then he can be the one who asses every 18 inches in those seats through social media. The choice is his. The gauntlet's been laid out for him. There's nobody to keep Justin on this active roster but Justin himself. You see what I'm saying? And Sal, question is, how long's your spot going to be here on that roster, staying under the tutelage of somebody who only worries about himself?
the choice is yours, Sal. Is it going to be seven? Is it going to be the seven stiffs? Is it going to be nothing? Or are you going to be under John Saxon for life? And if you're in John Saxon for life, man, I feel bad for you, bro. Because you ain't going to go nowhere.
And you see that Rough Rider ref, he kind of chimed in, and he's
Spell check his ass.
he's one of the seven stiffs. He's not even a wrestler, but he has brought to XIW that let me do it my way. Let me go out here and take the reins by my hands and not let somebody else control me for me. You see what I'm saying? So, bro, I wish you the best, Sal. I really do. And like I said, the door's always open. It's up to you. You know what you got to do.
So, Sal, I'd like to give our guest the last word. So I'm going to ask you, tell us what we should expect, and I'll close the show with an exit song. But don't you guys stay out on the in the podcast. But I'll close the show. So, Sal, what's in it? What is it going to be? Are we going to see the Sal we hope we see, or are we going to see the Sal that we've seen the last 6 months?
My question is, what's the difference?
The Sal that I want to.
The style that you want to see and the style that you have been seeing is Phil Sal. He's coming out clanging and banging and putting people to sleep. Now this Saturday, Damon Wayne and Chase Stevens, you got to deal with me and Jackson Slade, and we got to deal with you. You guys are the top dogs.
Or
So,
do you have to deal with John Saxon?
you know, as a manager, you're going to stay on the ground and stay where you belong. And in the ring is where we're going to take care of our business.
Right. You're still delusional. That's okay. I hope
Saxon sat on the floor where he belonged when you lost last show.
Great facts. Yeah. So
Now, Brown Cow.
there's a question. Sleep on it.
As my nephew Bubba Shaddix would say, are you smoking that synthetic shit or not smoking the shit you should be?
Yeah. 'Cause if you were smoking the shit you should be, you wouldn't be under John Saxon's fingers. But Sal, it's been a pleasure. Adrian Wisber, it's always a pleasure. And a Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast loves XIW Extreme Impact Wrestling. They got me hooked 2 years ago at indie wrestling. Yeah, I got a chair that probably has your head on it. And man, that was the coolest experience ever. And I'm so excited for XIW next on this Saturday. I hope that we see the Sal that we want to see. And Adrian Whisper, man, you're gonna be styling and profiling. I know you are.
As always.
And you're gonna be coming out as a gangster. And this man down below, Man, you look good, man. When you come out, you look like a gangster. You look like you can fit right in with the 7 Stiff. Think about that over the weekend. And on Saturday night, will you or will you not be part of the 7 Stiffs because the door is open? But it's Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast for life.
All my dogs, make some noise up in this house.
Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your head is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your head is knocked out.
Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with the devil, because when he's dealing with you, you cannot get on this level.
Fight with Adrian Whispers, like a fight with a king. It's like a fight with an army, they got the tanks and everything.
He's leaving bruises and stitches, possibly leaving you crippled, because when he sets up the table and sends you straight through the middle.
6 sadistic free, beat that ass with a light bulb. Leave a piece of glass embedded in the back of your skull. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction.